I'm going to go ahead and I've got my bell. I'm going to ring my bell. I can ring my bell. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear that?
Good morning, President Nancy.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see everyone. Hope you're all enjoying this beautiful spring weather, although we could use some rain. Why don't we get started and get in? Oh, you know what actually I'd like to do today? If we could start the meeting with the four-way test. We haven't done that in a while. Can you all remember it from your memories?
Nancy, I am prepared. In my wallet, I have this card that has the four-way test on it. So I just pulled it out of my wallet just now.
Would you like to lead us in the four-way test, President-elect?
I can read it. Yes, I can lead it. Read it
Okay.
and lead it.
Read it and lead it and see if we can remember it.
All right, here we go. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial
to
all concerned?
Ooh, we have a guest. Well, honorary guest joining.
Hey, Colleen's here.
Whoa. She must have been getting my vibe, saying, where is that woman? Well, thank you for indulging me with the four-way test. And would our speaker to hi, Colleen.
Colleen.
We're about to listen to Dan Erickson inspire us this morning. And then we'll catch up with you.
Okay, so President Nancy, fellow Rotarians, I have two quotes today. The first one is from Ronald Reagan, and it's, "Every new day begins with possibilities. It's up to us to fill it with things that move us towards progress and peace."
Nice.
And the second one is from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it is, "Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year."
Lovely. Thank you, Dan. I'm inspired. So I would like to start by saying, knock, knock.
Who's
there?
Orange.
Orange what?
Orange, you glad we are now in the orange tier?
Oh, Lord.
So very quickly, I'm just going, and we'll get to our guest. Hang on. Very quickly, I just wanted to share with you what the orange tier means. Am I sharing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, these businesses are now able to operate indoors at 50% or 200 max, or whichever is fewer. So that means restaurants, wineries, breweries, and distilleries that serve meals, places of worship and movie theaters, museums, zoos, and aquariums, which I find very exciting. Also, retail establishments indoors at normal capacity. So people have been kind of monitoring how many people go into a store. Now it's no holds barred. Gyms, health clubs, and indoors at 25% capacity. Bars that don't serve food can operate outdoors with modifications. Non-essential offices indoors with modifications. However, they are still recommending people Zoom if they can. And lovely graduation outdoors, 33% capacity. So it's pretty exciting that we've moved into this. And I'm assuming everything is still mandated by a mask. So I just thought I would share that with everybody. Now I wanted to introduce our visiting Rotarian colleague. But before we go there, I keep putting you off. Where is Miss Elizabeth Esquivel? Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello, how are you?
Nice to see you. I know we'll be, Diane will be chatting about you in a little bit, but I just wanted to say hi and welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
It's nice to see your beautiful face.
Thank you.
And let's see. All right, let's say hi to Colleen. Unmute yourself, young lady. Has it been that long?
It has. Sorry. Good morning.
What
Good to
do
see
we owe,
you.
to what do we owe this honor?
I just decided I've been struggling. The struggle is real to get up this early. And I was like, that's it. I'm doing it. I don't care. I want to see your faces. Hi, Andy. Oh my gosh. Look at you guys. I haven't seen all of you in so long. It's so lovely.
Nice to
Likewise.
see you.
So
Well,
that's why I decided to crash.
You are welcome to crash anytime. And you know, I have to let you know, like, do you see your buddy Chris Call there?
I know. I know about Chris. He has a broken finger.
Broken finger that he has a band on.
Uh-oh.
Yes. What's happening? I leave and everything's going to hell in a handbasket. Somebody.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
We've managed to hang in here, like we're all holding hands for dear life, jumping off
bet.
that cliff together. It's been great.
Right.
So anyway, I just wanted to share all the good news about the Orange Tier, and I finally got a computer that has a background capability. So if it's too weird, I will go back to normal, but I just wanted to celebrate. So today is a club assembly. So you'll notice we don't have a guest speaker, but we do have Dan Erickson, who's going to give us his craft talk. But we're going to focus on a few projects that we've got in the works today. So why don't we go ahead and start with Diane, Membership Committee.
Thank you, President Nancy. We have brought in the last month 2 new members from Red to Blue badge, Liana Dole and Tom Tevendale. So they're both on the call. Good morning. So that's very exciting. Edward, would you like to run to your front door and grab a little bag that's there?
Edward's full of surprises. Colleen, while Edward's running to his front door, we should let you know he got the Fools Trophy this year.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, look, Ted's wearing his hat. Thank you, Ted. Yeah, if any, Liana, do you have your hat on while we're waiting for Edward? Maybe she's too embarrassed to.
I'm not camera ready, so.
That's what the hat's for.
Not a good sleep night, so.
That's why I have a hat on.
Since we can't see you, you could say, yes, you're wearing your.
Yes, can't you see it?
Is it the truth?
Yes, exactly. So anyway, we are, well, Ed is on his way back. We're chatting with a couple of new prospective members. I reached out to Ken Rocchioli, and he is starting a new career, and now is not a good time for him to consider our club, but he appreciated the invitation. Look at that. Look at Edward. Yay. So Ed, going to consider this your Red to Blue badge initiation, and your badges are on the way. So next time we're all together, we'll have those. You get to sport your new blue. And then, and another very exciting thing is we have a new proposed member, Elizabeth Esquivel, and she has submitted her application, which the board approved. And I think it's in front of all the club right now. So please shoot me an email and let me know. Elizabeth will be getting back to you shortly. I don't think this is going to be a problem to approve your application, since I've received so many positive responses already. So,
and we will ignore the nepotism.
Nancy, that's about all I have.
Thanks, Nancy. Thank
I
you.
like nepotism.
Elizabeth, we're going to put a lot of pressure on you to bring in people your age.
Okay, it's
There's
on.
going to be a drive. We're going to have a chat. Actually, we're all. Oh, Diane, did you want to mention the Chamber of Commerce list?
Yes, so sorry.
That's okay.
We have a list from the Chamber of Commerce of business people in Hillsborough, and we have distributed to the board, and now we want to put it on to membership. So I'm going to be emailing that to you. So if you see anyone on that list that you would like to get some information to, just let me know their name, and we'll make sure we don't get two people hitting. Nancy and back in 2019 put together about a 5-page Word doc, 30,000 foot overview, so that people have an idea of what's going on with us. So we can email that out also. And then we would follow up. I would follow up with that. A meeting, the person, and they'd be interested. So I'll email you all that Chamber of Commerce stuff later today.
And the list is really just like to trigger your mind. If you know somebody on that list, reach out to them. I've put my name next to a few who I'm going to be contacting. So we just need to keep at it, as our beloved Andy Esquivel said, just keep asking, right? Thank you very much, Diane. Edward, you look great in the hat. You've got the Fool's Trophy and the hat. I mean, what more could you want from life, right? Oh, it's a good day. All right. Well, actually, it was Chris Cameron who got his red to blue. Tom just got his pin, but Tom is working to get his red to blue once we kind of get back into the swing of things here. So anyway, I know you're on it. Earth Day, Jay.
Yes.
How would you like to finalize our what we're doing for this momentous occasion?
Well, I'm prepared with a knock knock. Deja vu. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Deja vu.
Deja
Deja vu
vu.
who?
Knock knock.
Nice.
Good. Got it.
Despite all my flailing around like a fish out of water, we've actually had really excellent results from the committee of one representing SRAG. Charity Anderson has put together a wonderful geo tour of pollinator locations throughout Hillsborough. And the kids are coming to the library starting on the 22nd. And they pick up a passport, and they download the app from geocaching. And they go about finding these, the caches, and each one contains a sticker for a particular pollinator. And so they populate their passport, and they come back and they get a book from the library and a plant to grow. And our club has provided 40 cilantro and 40 plants to augment the 50 that Charity put together. So that's quite a success. The other initiative was the creation of Pollinator Hillsborough Facebook page, and it's very popular. We've got 170 participants. We're doing periodic Zoom educational presentations of very high-end folks with a lot of credentials, master gardeners and that sort of thing. So it's it's really been quite good. I'm very pleased. And I have a proposal that is in development for next year for celebrating Earth Day in a really grand fashion that we'll reveal soon. So it worked out quite well.
So Jay, you and I talked earlier in the week about the funding, some residual need to finish this giveaway from the library. You said there was about $125 needed.
Yeah, something on that order. How would you like me to handle that? You want me to run it by the board or put out a note to the club and have people make little donations? What would you like to do?
Well, we could just announce it now. So we have 250 in the budget, plus the district's giving us 100 for any Earth Day projects that we're able to do. And this definitely qualifies. And then Jay said there's still $128, I think, left. And I'm willing to throw in 25 if anyone else, wants to just offer that up. You can do it separately or whatever.
I see a Lance in there.
So Terry's not here today, but
I see a Larry.
Nancy, Larry. Did I see any other hands? Oh, Lee, Andy, Diane.
So I'll just assume it's everybody on this list, and I'll done them.
Yeah, I think you may already be there.
Tom. Yeah, I think we got it. So so we don't have to do anything else. We'll just all add it to our monthly, and we really appreciate all your effort in this, Jay. I know you've been like the grand wizard in that chair, steering this up, getting the bees buzzing, and it's very exciting. So I know Larry, President-elect, will be excited to see your proposal for the big Earth Day next year. So, and I'm going to start planting my milkweed. I have a lot of milkweed starts if anybody needs any.
To plant 3 or 4 of those all together, right?
Well, I do now.
Because what happens is the monarchs come and they lay eggs on them and they eat them right to the ground.
Wow.
They'll come back next year, but so you need at least 4 in a little group.
Okay.
This is a rare case where you want the caterpillars destroying your plants.
Exactly so.
Wow.
There was a recent article in the Press Democrat about Jordan Winery turning over 10% of their land to pollinator projects, including for the monarchs.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was in the March 26th issue.
Of the Press Democrat?
Yep.
I'll have to dig that up.
I can send it to you.
Well, the one milkweed I planted is gone. They ate it. Thanks for letting me know. Anybody have any other questions about this project that's kicking off in about a week and a half? So thank you so much, Jane. We'll fund the rest. All right, Lance, 4th of July, and we're going to do a little club runner demo.
Absolutely. All right. First, for the 4th of July, we're now getting into that time of year where we need to be actively planning what we're doing. And it looks like between what we've heard from the city and what we're hearing from Governor Newsom, that things, excuse me, phone ringing there, that we may be able to do something fairly close to normal. So probably in person, doesn't need to be a drive-through, but probably with modifications, right? It's extremely likely that there'll be density or activity limits on what we're allowed to do. But I want to start pulling together some committees to start planning these. I think, obviously fundraising for donations, sponsorships, what have you, to pay for this project is going to be one of the key committees. So I want people to help out with that. I think the music, either on the bandstand or if we're at Rec Park, wherever that's going to be, is definitely going to be on. That's something that we can do dispersed. The parade should be manageable in a dispersed way, so we'll need someone to take point on that. Some that I think are bigger question marks, but I'd love to see some folks spearheading them just to start investigating, would be food. And we know restaurants are working outdoors, so I think as long as we understand what the protocols are, we should be able to do food. Maybe we've got to use disposable packets of condiments rather than shared pumps, but generally that should be doable. I have no idea if there's a way of doing the ducks. That seems awful high contact in water and packed around a flume, but maybe. So if someone's got ideas for that, we could examine that. Or any other activities that you particularly liked or have been involved in previous years that you think could potentially work for this year. Love to have you come into the meeting and sort of advocate for that. And let's sort of put together a package of activities that we can do for the 4th of July. I think it's looking positive that we can do something that will be really good. It'll almost be, I think, a coming out for the community, first big public event. I expect that it will be hugely appreciated if we can do something that's good. So expect an email on this soon.
Thank you.
All right. And so now the other thing I'm going to talk about is Nancy was asking me to talk a little bit about using Club Runner and RI and things like that for doing certain tasks because a lot of people are not real familiar with the tools and how to use them, and she gets a lot of questions. And so I put together this little PowerPoint. I'm going to start off talking about paying dues and donations, which is really simple. So when you get your invoice or if you make a pledge, all you need to do is go to Rotary Club of Hillsborough-Sunrise.org. And one of the things at the top is member donations and payments. Click that. There's a little drop down for annoying Club Runner reasons. You then in the drop down also click member payment donations. And that'll take you to this page where there's a yellow donate button. And that's going to link you over to PayPal. So click that. And when you land there, there's two things you need to do. One, enter the amount of money you want to donate. So today I would be entering $25 because I just pledged to the pollinator project. And then there's a drop down. What are you going to use this for? And so there's several things. There's scholarships, a bunch of different options that you can pick. You can choose to make this monthly if you want. So you could just auto pay on an ongoing basis. And you can, if you've got a PayPal account, donate with PayPal, or if you click the debit and credit card, it'll still take you to PayPal, but you could just directly pay with your credit card. There's also a notes section, so you'll be able to tell Terry exactly what this is going to. So if this is for a particular thing, like I'm going to be doing the pollinator project right after this meeting, I'd go in and say, this is for Jay's pollinator project. Or this is going to this specific scholarship or what have you. So real easy to set that up, and then boom, that's paid. Terry gets the information, it'll get credited to your account. The other thing Nancy was saying she gets asked a lot is for contact information for members. And fortunately, you don't need to go ask Nancy. It is all in Club Runner, but it's
I love hearing from you. That's not the point.
You don't need to go through Nancy. You can just go find it yourself. And I know Club Runner is not necessarily the most intuitive program in the world. It's sort of a hot mess, but it's not that difficult. So when you go to Rotary Club of Hillsborough-Sunrise.org, click on the member area up at the top. You may need to log in if you're not already logged in. You can see I am because my name's up there. When you get into the Club Runner, there's a whole bunch of options across the top. So those are sort of categories. My Club Runner is the one as a member that you're primarily going to be working within. And if you're not an admin, you probably don't have most of these. You click on My Club Runner, and then the next level down, you can see I've circled directories. And when you click that, up it comes. It'll be a list of all the members with their email address, preferred phone, cell phone. Because we record this, I've been careful and blurred their information out so that I'm not sharing, Jay, your cell phone number on YouTube, but And if you, for some reason, know who you want to talk to, but say you're a new member and you don't remember their name, but you know what they look like, if you go click on the photo directory, there's the same information with a photograph of each one of the members, most of them reasonably recent, although we have some jokers in the group who have like childhood photos or baseball players or something like that. But you can quickly go find the person, get all their information. Which is why it's important to keep your profile updated, right? If you have wrong information in there, then we can't actually reach you. So again, in Club Runner, in the member area, you click on My Profile and up comes your profile. And over on the right-hand side, there's a blue edit button, and that's going to allow you to go in and update birthdays, anniversaries, spouse names. Chris, have you updated your spouse name? Anniversary dates, right? All that stuff, so that we can invite you to make extra celebratory contributions when those special days come around, and of course your photo. Email. So if you're on a committee, if you're running a project, if you need to communicate with a membership, it is surprisingly easy to send out one of these bulk emails to everyone. And you can do it yourself. You just go into, again, the Club Runner member area. This time, click on the Communications tab at the top, and it'll default to Email Services over on the left. And in there, you can see other emails that you've sent in the past, and over on the right, there's that yellow button, Compose New Message. When you click that, it'll bring up a little composer. So on the left, you're going to pick who this is going to go to. So active and honorary members. Often I'll send it to active and honorary members and inactive members, because they often like to be kept in the loop on what's going on. I often get thank you emails from them from getting things like recordings of the meetings, and sometimes they want to participate. You know, they're not dead to us. They're just not here every day anymore. So whoever you want to send it to, put in the subject you want. You can sort of ignore the template. And then down below is where you actually enter in the text of your message. And so, hey, Jesters, we need your help, and whatever else you want to do. At the bottom, I encourage you to send it to yourself. You can send a test message. Do that first, so that you send it to yourself, check your mail, make sure it works, make sure all the links work, make sure it looks right, before you click the send to everyone button and blast it off. But really easy. And with that sort of testing function, you're not going to be making some mistake and accidentally blasting everyone with a problematic message. And finally, wanted to put a plug for setting up recurring donations to Rotary International. You know, you can set the monthly donations to our club. You know, if you wanted to donate monthly to our foundation, you could have done that through the PayPal link if you click the monthly. With Rotary International, when you go to my.rotary.org, there's a donate button right up at the top. You need to sign in, so you can sign into My Rotary as well. But once you're signed in, if you go to donate, it comes up, it tells you where do you want to send your donations. Do you want to go to the annual fund, the polio fund? You've got a bunch of options, really easy to do. And you can select how long that's going to last. Is this a one-time donation or a recurring donation? And if you select recurring donation, you say, how much do you want to come out each month? And then you enter in your credit card information and you're done. And you can see what you've got set up. When you're logged into Rotary.org, you go up to your name, click it. There's a little My Donations section. And there you can see what your donation status is. So right now I've got one set up, monthly, $50. You know, it's going to go out the first week of May for the next one. Here's the credit cards attached to. It's easy to add another one. Really very, very easy to set up here and manage. You can stop it anytime you want to stop it. But this makes a huge difference to Rotary International. You know, I always say the things that our club does are having a big impact on small local issues. RI, recurring donations, are where you get to have an individually small impact on globally huge initiatives like Polio Plus.
And this is why Lance and Dan Erickson have a bazillion Paul Harris fellows.
That's right. It's you know, every little less than every other year, you know, at $50 a month, it's just going to show up, right? Like
So
clockwork.
Lance, one question I have, and if anyone else has a question, please jump in. Do you need a password to get into the club, the member area?
You do, you can set that up. Gosh, it's been a long time. If you have any difficulty logging into the member area, it is a username and password protected because it's where you can manage your own personal account. If your account's not set up or if you don't have a password, let me know. I'll go in and fix that for you.
Great. Any questions from anybody? Chris Call, are you going to get that profile updated with your beautiful bride? Okay. Archie. You're muted, Archie.
I have one question, Lance. It's neat that you can do all that with credit card and through Club Owner, but the club will still accept checks and cash, won't it?
That's right. That's right. For the Cro-Magnons out there, the club does still accept checks, even accept cash, I believe. So,
Yeah. Thank you for the proper recognition.
Okay. Any further questions? You know who to find? The guy with the non-Cro-Magnon in our club, Lance Cottrell. Thank you, Lance.
Nancy,
Yeah.
it's really helpful to put a good photograph of you yourself in that, because new members will have a hard time identifying you from pictures that were of you when you were 10. And I found it very difficult to get to know all the members from the photographs that are in that thing. So, and Sean, would you put one in there for yourself, please?
Didn't I have one?
No.
I have one, but if you shake it too fast, the photo disappears.
When Larry Orr was president, he was a fining fool, and he was fining people who did not have their photos in there.
Yeah.
And I actually put Dennis O'Neill's in because he refused to do it, and that's why there's a Dodger in Dennis O'Neill's space. So
now that we're
anyway.
recording meetings, I could just do a screen grab of someone's face off the video and use that as your profile photo. And I don't think anyone wants that.
So maybe we'll make you do stupid human tricks or something if you don't get your photo on there. So anyway, thank you, Lance. And we'll do a pop quiz next week to see who's added their photos. Now, Andy, you wanted a couple minutes for our youth.
Thank you, President Nancy. Just a quick update on the Interact Club. If you're available this Saturday at 1 o'clock, the Interact Club will be at the Community Garden on Terrace Boulevard. And just as a reminder, the Community Garden on Terrace Boulevard, most of it is dedicated to production of food for the food pantry. So it goes to help the needy in our community. So if you'd like to help, 1 o'clock Saturday at the Community Garden. The Interact Club recently attended the Noon Club meeting, and they introduced the Noon Club to our favorite game, which is Are You Smarter Than a Hillsborough High School Student? And they were able to extort some money out of the Noon Club. So now they're looking at their balances and looking to see how they can best use it in the community. And it seems like what they're leaning towards doing is using the money that they raise from the Noon Club and from us and purchasing some items for the homeless. So stay tuned for more on that. And President Chase is looking at hopefully having some in-person meetings before the school year is over. He's talking to the administration to see if that can happen, and we'll keep everybody on that. And then the last thing, we're currently in the process of recruiting for RILA, which it's a little bit of a challenge, but I think people are getting zoomed out, and this is an entirely Zoom experience. So at this point, we don't have any RILA registrants yet. But if any of you know any high school students, please encourage them to sign up for RILA, because RILA is always a magical experience, and I'm sure it'll still be a great experience this year, even though it's virtual. They always put on a good program for the students. And actually, what I should say, the community garden, Chris Cameron should be making the announcement. Because he's actually been able to make it out there and help them in the recent past when they were out there. It never seems to sync with my schedule, but Chris has been out there helping the students work in the community garden.
Yeah, it's great. Anybody that can help join us would be fantastic.
So some of us are on the district assembly this week, and I had tried to get out last week, but I had a birthday party to prepare for. But do the kids, do people ever bring them snacks or anything? Is that a welcome opportunity?
They're usually only out there for about an hour or so. Some of them will bring water, but no, I don't think we've ever really provided food during that outing.
Okay, just.
What do you think, Chris?
And the other thing, Riola has all the tools and everything there. You just maybe bring a pair of gloves is the main thing, but you don't need to bring any tools to work there. They have what's needed to help.
Okay. Well, thank you for keeping that going. I know it's something that kids do every year, so it's great.
They like to be called students, Nancy, President Nancy.
I didn't hear what you said, Andy. I'm sorry.
They prefer to be referred to as students, not kids.
Not kids.
yeah.
Okay. Young adults.
Young adults. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I will remember that. Any other questions about the garden or Bryla, any of that? Okay, thank you, gentlemen. And with that, I am going to introduce our president-elect, Larry Mills. You're on. Take it away.
All right, here I am. Can you hear me? I'm getting a lot of notices that my internet is unstable. I'm feeling pretty stable myself, but my internet is unstable. So if you can't hear me, wave, and I don't know what I'll do, but I'll try to do better.
You sound good now.
Terrific. This is an announcement about some administrative things. Hopefully it won't get too boring for you. As you know, our Rotary year begins on July 1st and ends on June 30th. It's now mid-April. So Nancy has about 2.5 months remaining on her term, and she's celebrating that fact. As your president-elect, it's my duty to prepare for my term starting on July 1st. And I'm preparing. Last month, I attended the president-elect training session it's a multi-day conference. And for several months, I've been taking courses in the District Leadership Academy. So I feel pretty prepared for the new role for me. But now it's time for me to get organized for the next year. The first step is to assemble a board of directors for next year. And under our club bylaws, which nobody reads but me, I think, the board consists of the officers of the club, namely the president-elect, the immediate past president, the secretary, the treasurer, and the sergeant at arms. Those are the officers of our club. So I need to fill all those positions. And I love this part, in the sole discretion of the president, up to an additional 6 directors may be nominated and elected. So I'm starting to fill out my board. And at this time, I'm pleased to announce that the following individuals have been nominated by me and have agreed to serve on the new board. First of all, the immediate past president, Nancy, she doesn't get off easy. She's still on the board for next year. I'm the president, I'll be on the board. The president-elect or president nominee position is vacant at the moment, but I understand will be filled shortly. For secretary, Dan Erickson has graciously agreed to continue as secretary. And treasurer, Terry Tremblay, has agreed to continue as treasurer. For sergeant at arms, Archie Julian has stepped up, which would be great. And for also on the board will be Diane Booker, handling the membership portfolio that she's been handling all along. So thank you to all of you who have agreed to serve on the board for next year. Ultimately, I hope to have a 9-member board of directors. So recruitment is still in progress. Some of you have heard from me, but some have not. And I am in the process of contacting folks. And if you're interested in serving on the board, contact me and let me know about it. I'd welcome your contributions. So why am I talking about this right now? Well, you'll love this. This is the lawyer in me. Article 5, Section 1 of the club bylaws states, an annual meeting of this club shall be held no later than the last Monday of April in each year, at which time the election of officers and directors to serve for the ensuing year shall take place. So we're supposed to have an annual meeting of our club soon. The last Monday in April is the 26th, and the last club meeting in April is next week. So consequently, at our club meeting next week, the club, Nancy's going to put on the agenda, the club will elect the officers and board, hopefully as a slate. So it shouldn't take a long time, but we're going to be shooting to do that next week at the club meeting. And the general plan is for the new board and the current board, and there's some overlaps, as you heard, to have a retreat in May to discuss, the operation of the club and get organized for the next year. For my part, I want to encourage everybody to continue with what they're doing for the club right now. I plan to talk with each of you, or if you want to talk to me, just give me a buzz to see what you would like to be doing for the club and whether you're okay continuing with the role that you have. At PETS, the big picture point was continuity. There's no dropping off the cliff on July 1st. We just continue to do what we're doing and improve what we're doing and make decisions about what activities we should be involved in. So don't stop doing things just because there's a change. I need to say a couple words, sorry, Nancy, to prolong this, about the district training assembly. I want to encourage everyone, and particularly the new board members, to attend the district training assembly, which is virtual this year. The registration is free. And I think it would be useful to any club member to try to attend to learn about this. So when is this? The sessions are on a kind of a Zoom type platform this Friday, the April 16th from 5:45 to 7:45. There's an opening session and some talks to us by Rotary Poobahs. And then on Saturday, that's the big day. It goes from 8:45 a.m. to 11:45 a.m., a break for lunch, and then from 1 to 2 p.m., where there are breakouts on various topics. And I'm going to be attending one on essentially the district and global grants. I think Diane, I know, is going to attend the one about membership. So we'll have some representation at the breakouts. There are like 5 different topics for the breakouts. How do you register? If you go to, I love this, Rotary International District 5130, just Google that. And it takes you to the district website, and then it's pretty intuitive. You scroll down to district events and click on district training assembly, and it comes up with a registration page that you can log in. But if you have difficulty, you can contact me and I can register you through my account or whatever. Again, this is free. That's mainly just a commitment of time to do this. So if you have any questions or concerns about anything about the district training assembly or about where the club's going, please contact me and we'll talk about it.
Thank you, President-elect Larry. I look forward to spending a lot of hours with you between Friday and Saturday morning, and Diane. Hopefully other people can join as well. They really are motivating and inspiring. I guess that's redundant, but we will persevere, won't we? Any other questions about President-elect, the board? If you want to be president next year, don't hold back. Oh, Jay wants to be president.
Yeah. Which positions are still open on the board?
I listed off the positions. Those are the officers provided in our bylaws. The other board positions are, I would characterize them as at large. The individuals will have certain responsibilities, perhaps for certain areas, but there's not it's just a board member position, Jay.
Okay, thanks.
How are you doing at filling your committee chair positions? And do you have volunteers or tolls on those?
Well, so far here, I wanted to get the officer positions filled first. So now I'm working down to the committees. Mainly what I'm encouraging committee chairs to do is to stay in place if they're willing to do that. I plan to contact, I plan to contact everybody in the club. It takes a while to work through all the names to see, who's going to do what, but most people are very willing. So I don't think I'm going to have trouble filling the committee chairs, Lance.
Larry Mills likes to meet at the Dry Creek Inn bar during happy hour.
Yeah, that's just you and me, Nancy.
Oh. An $18 glass of wine is only $9. So, okay. Well, thank you, Larry. I want to just give a couple of announcements before we get to hear from our beloved Dan Erickson. Teacher Appreciation, May 5th is well organized. We've got the 5 teachers, we've got the plaques almost finished, we've got the dignitaries showing up. Mark Bissignani is very well organized on this with this effort. So the most important thing from the rest of us is just to please be at the May 5th Teacher Appreciation celebration. And it should be great. I know Chris Vanden Heuvel is just thrilled that we're continuing to do this. I know I've mentioned that before. April 28th is going to be the scholarship night at Hillsborough High School. And we will be learning about who our scholarship recipients are from both the Drew Esquivel Memorial Scholarship and the club scholarships. So hopefully and then on, I think May 12th, we're going to meet the Drew Esquivel Memorial Scholarship recipients. And then on May 19th, we're going to meet the club scholarship recipients. So that should be wonderful. I will be getting back to everybody on the Land Paths May 6th workday to see who can come out and help clean up the Riddell Preserve, getting it ready for picnickers. And I sent you an attachment yesterday that includes some fire protection cleanup days that Edward and Sue McCutcheon shared with us. So if you're at all interested in helping with that effort. Oh, is that Sean?
Sorry.
And okay, that's okay. Anyway, so those are some opportunities to get out and get outdoors and help get our community ready for hopefully fun and hopefully not fires. I will also be bringing up to the club, I think next week, an opportunity that we have to just give some recognition to the teachers who have been supporting Camp Hillsborough 2.0. This is an effort by the community, or the Hillsborough community, to support children whose families could not stay home and do homeschooling, whose kids would probably fall through the cracks. And the kids have been able to go over to the community center and get one-on-one help and support while their parents were at work. And the community has stepped forward and provided a lot of funding for the teachers to do this. But I've been speaking loosely with the folks at the city of Hillsborough about how can we actually provide some recognition to this group of people who have helped. So we're working on a plan for that right now. So stay tuned. Dan Erickson, you're up.
We should start by unmuting. So I'm going to steal a line from one of my Rotarian friends when he did his craft talk in Santa Rosa. Anyway, I won the lottery when I was born a white male in 1950 in Northern California. I'm eternally grateful for being in this country and the opportunities we have here. And I'm lucky I don't deserve it, but I've got it and I appreciate it. So here we are. Born and raised in Oakland, haven't gotten very far, 75 miles to Hillsborough. Pretty boring. I do a lot of same things, a lot of jobs for the, for long periods of time. I don't jump around a lot. Been in my house here for over 32 years. So anyway, went to public schools in Oakland, went to San Jose State where I met Sonia. We relocated to Santa Rosa to finish school at Sonoma State. Like the county, decided to put down roots and stay here. Bought our first house in Santa Rosa in '73. Lived there for a couple of years and got burglared by my neighbor and decided it was time to move. So we looked around the county, Petaluma, Sonoma, Sebastopol, Santa Rosa. And the place we found that was the cheapest was Hillsborough. So this is where we moved. Once we got here, we decided we really liked the town. We liked the weather. We liked the small town atmosphere. And we've been here ever since. And luckily, my son was able to come back home and live here. And so we probably will be able to stay here and not have to relocate to Timbuktu because there's grandchildren somewhere else. So here again, to my being lucky, I'm still lucky. Been working since I was a teenager, except for a couple of months when I was in college and on the dole of my parents. But other than that, I've had part-time jobs or full-time jobs. My last career was a financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments. Did that for 24 years, had an office down in Santa Rosa. Retired from that about 5 years ago. Doing absolutely nothing, which is great. So I have a reputation as being a technophobe. I'm not sure that I'm a technophobe, but I'm a techno skeptic. And I want to share with you my introduction to technology, or one of them. So in the mid 80s, AOL came out, and you could, buy 2 hours of internet for 20 bucks or whatever it was. So I got a computer. I was all excited. I was going to go online and sign up. So I go to their portal and sign in, give all the information. Immediately, I get a dialog box to re-enter my information. I was hacked at AOL within the first 5 seconds of going on the internet. So I didn't know that at the time, but as the days and weeks went on, I would try to go and log on, and I couldn't because somebody else has taken and was logged on under my logon. All of a sudden, I started getting filters of email snippets saying, "Oh, this guy's a real dweeb. He doesn't know anything." And actually, it was a lot worse than that. Then I started getting done letters from AOL that people were complaining about me being a rude person on the internet, and they want to cut me off. So of course I try and contact AOL, but they have no phone number. They don't answer their emails. So anyway, I closed my AOL account, and I don't like them anymore. But anyway, I don't expect a lot from technology, and I'm never disappointed. So my expectations are very low. So that's all I'm going to share. Do anybody have any questions that they've been dying to ask me or wonder about my strange life? Archie, you got to unmute.
How's your granddaughter?
My granddaughter is great. Thank you for asking. I saw her yesterday. She turned 1 year old on the 29th of July. She lives down 2 blocks off of Hillsborough Avenue in the Terraces subdivision. Thursdays, we get to pick her up at the babysitters every Monday through Friday. My wife walks her over to the babysitter, so she spends an hour in the morning on the streets of town with her. So, and we have meals and stuff with the family occasionally. So we're blessed again, and that we get to enjoy our great Dan. She's a good gal. She's very interesting and mostly happy. And anyways, it's good. Thank you for asking, Archie.
One of the things about Dan Erickson and his technophobia is that he's still a hardcore vinyl guy, right?
Well,
is that's your record collection behind you?
Okay, so yes. Well, no, that's actually a bookshelf. So I was born and raised in Oakland, graduated high school '67, which was the summer of love. So I spent a lot of time in San Francisco and around the Bay Area at some of the music venues, mostly the Fillmore. So I got hooked on sex and drugs and rock and roll, but not so much the sex, mostly the rock and roll. But so I started collecting records, and I never gave them up. When compact discs came along, I looked at it. I said, well, I've got a couple thousand records. It would cost me 50 grand to replace this. So I'll just keep the media I have and, not worry about it. So I've accepted donations over the years of people giving up their collections, and I still buy some. But anyway, I've got probably about 3,500 vinyl records in my collection. And I still have a working turntable. I do play the records when I get a wild hair. Hey, I got to hear Supertramp. So I go grab Supertramp and throw it on the turntable and play their song, So anyway.
Well, maybe when we get back out into the world again, we'll have a disco, like people will just come and request, and we can just rock out.
there you go. I have, it's a limited range. I don't have A to Z, but I got a lot of stuff, you know, pretty strong in the 60s, 70s, early 80s.
That covers it. I think the rest of us with the 90s, unless Elizabeth is part of that group, I'm clueless. Dan, thank you for sharing your life story.
You're welcome.
And I'm loving getting through all of our members and their craft talks. So this has been very fun for me anyway. So
Oh,
now,
can I add one thing?
Oh yeah.
So in 94, I came across Rotary, and the four-way test, service above self, and most importantly, Polio Plus sucked me into the organization, and I've been here ever since. And my mother-in-law did have polio, so I have a personal interest in that. She was confined to a wheelchair. So anyway, Rotary's great. I love the community, the camaraderie, the opportunity to serve and to be of use. So anyway, thank you.
Well, we should thank you with your nonstop giving in both your time, energy, and resources. All right. So with that, we have a couple more things to do because we don't have a guest speaker. This is a club assembly. We're going to get into some little chat rooms. And Larry Mills and I were talking about this yesterday. It'd be really wonderful to hear from you in a small group, and then we'll come back and hear what everybody has to say. But we'd like to know of the Rotary traditions that we have been enjoying for as long as we've been members. And then we've had to put some of them aside because of the COVID situation. What traditions have you missed, or which traditions have you not missed? Are you glad to not ever have to deal with again? So that could be one thing we'd like to find out from everybody. So traditions that you miss and traditions that you don't miss. And what would you like to see happen in our club going forward? Not just in my term, but Larry's term and beyond. How would you like to see us continue forward? I think those would be the two main questions we'd like to talk about in our little groups. And then, of course, don't forget membership. That you don't have to do that right now, but think hard about who you would like to ask to come into our club. So Lance, if you could put us into the random chat rooms until,
Nancy,
yeah.
this is Sean. Can I just have about 5 minutes about on the Wonder Lake, please?
Yeah, or less, because I've got to.
Okay,
we need about
2
10
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes then.
Yes.
I have a kid that we're not supposed to use kids, but anyway, we have a player from the Wonder Lake that comes by my house practically every day, asking me when the Wonder League is going to start. So my original thinking was, because of just the logistics of restarting the Wonder League, to make a long story short, I've relented and said, okay, you win. And so I'm going to try to put together a buddies team consisting of our club, any club that wants to participate, any person that wants to participate can be a buddy and just start the Wonder League for a month. I just have to get the approval of the city of Hillsborough. That's it.
Oh, that sounds good. You know, I did talk to, was it Mark Themig? Because he sounds like he's really behind doing the skills and there's another term for it, but just getting out and throwing the ball. So that's what you're
Uh-huh.
talking about, Sean, right?
Yeah. I was thinking about actually having them batting off of the tee, and then have the adults out in the field. And if some of the kids wanted to be out in the field, they could be out in the field. But their buddies would be the parents, the Rotary Club members, and anybody that I can get off of the street, so to speak.
Okay. Well, I'll call you in a little while,
Yes,
and then we'll get a
yes,
little
that's what I
plan.
wanted to talk with you about, please.
Yeah, no, it'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you so much
All
for
right.
keeping this alive.
Thank you.
Stick around for our chats. So Lance, if you could pull us back in about 8. Oh, wow, it's already 8:07. Give us like 5 minutes.
How many rooms do you want? Like 5 people per room?
Or maybe 4.
Got
That
it.
would give us 5 rooms plus.
All right. I'm assigning you now.
And about 8:13, maybe pull us back in.
8:13. Got it.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Well,
Does everybody, maybe we get one person from each of the groups just to feedback what everybody talked about? Who'd like to start? Don't be shy. Oh, Archie, go for it. Unmute.
I sound so much better muted. Several people mentioned the introductions and the camaraderie. Some people mentioned the fact that they miss the music when we come in, and we might want to put more music in it. And events we host, and then singing. There was a question mark, but one person commented that they very much liked the way that Doug did it.
Thank you. We'll compile these, and Larry Mills, the pressure is going to be on.
I'm taking notes
You can sing too, Larry.
Oh, that's
sometimes.
Larry's got a good voice. Yep.
Okay, so that was Archie's group. Who else?
So our group was group 3, and we said that we all missed the events where we could get together, such as the 4th of July, the annual dinner, and the Wonder League kind of things, all the events that we have enjoyed in the past as part of our club camaraderie. We're anxious to get back to. No real recommendations for things we would not like to see recur. So it's kind of the message of keep on keeping on.
Thank you. Another, I know there's another, at least, what, 2 more?
Andy, why don't you report for our group?
What we talked about was the fact that we enjoy all the things that we do. There are a lot of long-term events, a lot of events with tradition, and we enjoy doing them all. So we couldn't really see us not doing any of them. So really the challenge being on the other side is just inviting more people in the community to come on this. And we're all busy and we get focused on getting things done. And so somehow we just need to sneak Rotary into our daily routine so that when we're out and about getting things done and we're meeting people, inviting them to Rotary.
Thank you. My group, our group, event attendance, the events that we mandate attendance. It's important that people be there, like our teacher appreciation, just be there, because 4th of July, without our participation, our events are meaningless. Club socials, we're all dying to get back to those. So that's still an important thing to continue with. We like tradition. The Rotary traditions are important to keep focused on, and the recognitions, however we do those, and the craft talks. Special events, like coming up with something that is all encompassing for the community. I know Edward's been wanting to do a Mexican street corn type of food item for something. We were thinking about it at the Hillsborough Future Farmers Fair, but that won't be happening this year. But there might be another opportunity to sell corn and appeal to the larger population of our community in that regard. So I think, is there anything else that we haven't talked about, or is there a group I didn't include? I think everybody was covered there. So I think, the message is, let's get back in person and do our thing. So I know we're all anxious to get back to seeing each other in person.
One of our group, we talked about all the similar subjects that have been talked about, but we also were kind of wondering or pondering what it takes for us to go back to Taman Park. What are the numbers? What do we have to do to be able to meet together there? So that was a conversation we had too. None of us have talking about the subject.
Yeah, Chris, I have actually a message out to Frank Johnson at Taman Park to find out what their plan is. So based on the orange tier, it looks like 50% or fewer people than 200, or I don't see that being a problem, but I just have to find out what the city will allow at the clubhouse. So we should be moving forward on that pretty soon. I know, Larry, that's probably on your list of.
Yeah, Chris, that's a very, very high priority as we move forward to get together as soon as we can.
Thank you very, very much, everybody, for participating in that. Hopefully that's the sign of things to come, where we're actually talking to each other in smaller groups again, like at tables. Next week, our guest speaker is Janet CL. I think that's how you pronounce it. She's the manager of the Hillsborough Farmers Market. So that will be fun. I guess they kick off in a couple weeks. And I guess that's it. Any other questions? We didn't have any birthdays this week. We had birthdays last week and anniversaries, but nothing this week to recognize, unless anybody has anything they are particularly happy about that they wanted to share with the club. Nope. All right. Well, with that, thank you for hanging out an extra 5 minutes and for everyone's participation. You make my day. Thank you.
Colleen, we want you back.
Thanks for coming,
Thanks,
Colleen.
Larry.
Good
Good to see you guys.
Good to see all you guys. I miss you guys so much. Mwah.
Well, you know where we are.
Lots of love.
You know where the sun shines.
Oh, Doug, hi, Doug. So cute. Yeah, hey, the sun's here today. You're welcome.
Oh, that's just a lamp.
Smart asses. Bye.
Nothing's changed, right?
Nothing's changed.
Bye.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to be seen. Love you guys.
I'll ring the bell, but y'all can hang on.